Everything from depression and anxiety to underachieving in life or even suicide comes down to your self-esteem. Think of your self-esteem as the immune system of your brain. A healthy immune system is a defense base of your body to fight against harmful bacteria and viruses. A healthy self-esteem is like the military base of your brain that fights against anxiety and depression. But if you don't take good care of it, it will be overwhelmed and lose the fight. That is why you need to nourish and grow your self-esteem military base with these 6 pillars of self-esteem. The 6 pillars of self-esteem, the definitive work on self-esteem by the leading pioneer in the field, Nathaniel Branden. Imagine a guy. He suddenly has the urge to buy a new car. He starts looking online for cars, and with every day he looks for more and more expensive cars. He finally decides which car he wants. The car is 5 times as expensive as planned, but he just needs this new car and eventually buys it. A fancy new car he cannot afford. And now imagine another guy who gets the exact same urge, but is not stuck in his daily routine blur like the other guy. He lives consciously every day and every minute and monitors his behaviors. He doesn't act on his urge, he decides to first take a look at where that urge came from. He thinks of his past and notices that he wasn't interested in cars all his life, but that he recently got a new colleague who is a car enthusiast and owns a really nice sports car. He realizes that it is very plausible that he unconsciously only wanted a new sports car so that he can brag about it and get his new colleague's acceptance. The second guy practiced the first pillar of self-esteem, living consciously. This means to question your actions and asking yourself why I am buying a new phone I cannot afford. What happens when I'm 50 if I keep eating junk food? Why I am with a girlfriend that I don't truly love? For the next one, I want you to imagine a woman. She got scared when she was a child because she went in a dark basement and couldn't find her way out for a few minutes. She has been traumatized by this event. Today as a grown-up she says, I'm not afraid of the dark, because she sees herself as a tough adult. She doesn't want to accept that she's still afraid of dark places. She doesn't accept herself as she is and tries to pretend to be different. However, it is impossible to overcome a fear that she doesn't even admit to herself. And that is the second pillar, the practice of self-acceptance. Self-esteem grows when you don't have any false illusions about yourself, your body, your thoughts, your emotions and your actions. Do you remember a friend in school telling you, the test was too hard and the teacher can't explain the material well? Or can you remember an overweight person saying, it's not my fault that I'm overweight, it is because of my genetics, my whole family is fat, it is too hard for us to lose weight? Or can you remember someone saying, I can't afford it because my boss is cheap and doesn't pay me enough money for my hard work? These are people who don't want to feel responsible for themselves. They are everywhere. They blame everything else but themselves, because blaming yourself also means admitting a mistake you made. And people don't want to admit their mistakes. But your self-esteem grows if you practice self-responsibility. And that is the third pillar. If you practice self-responsibility, it really can change the course of your life. Have you ever been to the movie theater with your girlfriend or with your date? When you both have to decide which movie you want to watch. Have you ever pretended that you would really like to watch the romantic comedy flick she wants to see? Rather than say out loud that you would like to watch the new Hollywood action blockbuster with guns and explosions? And after you watched the romantic movie she wanted to watch, did you always tell your girlfriend or date that you found it awful? Saying out loud what you think is a matter of self-respect, being honest and being who you are in all situations. And this is a fourth pillar of self-esteem. It is called the practice of self-assertiveness. It means to be who you are and having the willingness to stand up for yourself and treating yourself with respect in all encounters. When was the last time you were bored? Boredom mostly has to do with a lack of goals. Just think about it. When do most people get bored? In class while studying? When you are at work sitting in front of a screen and looking at numbers all day? When you take a look at your music, movie or video games library and can't find anything appealing? However, if you have a goal and align your entire life towards it, then the class you chose isn't boring, because it brings you closer to your goal and that is something exciting. You don't get bored at work because you love getting up in the morning, because you enjoy what you do. Moreover, You don't use movies or video games to kill time, because you have always something better, something more exciting to do. And you only use them intentionally to recover from working towards your goals. A wise man once told me, when you know where you want to go in life and know what your goal is, there will be always something so exciting to do for you that you will never be bored again. And that is the fifth pillar, the practice of living purposeful. You have some inner beliefs. Everyone has. What would you do if you were walking down the street and saw someone getting beaten up? What would you do when you see a father slap his child in the face in public? What would you do if you see a homeless person who is really in need of help? Most people have the belief that the right thing is to do something and take action, but only few people do so. Those who do and act on their beliefs, even if it is against some social rules, practice personal integrity, which is the sixth and last pillar of the 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem by Nathaniel Branden.